Hey guys, welcome to my channel Linux Developer, and in this video I am going to show you how to do client side and server side validation in JSP and HTML. So for this I am using my last project which I have created. I have shown in the if you have not watched my previous video, go and check out. In that video I have shown you how to create a login and sign up page with a database and JDBC MySQL Servlet JSP. Okay, so let me show you the project which we have created in my previous video. You can see here, if you go to my channel and you can find this video and watch. If you have not watched, it's a pretty knowledgeable video. So suppose I am entering username, so we have created this sign in form and my password. Okay, if I click on login, then you can see we are getting our home page. Now similarly, but here is a problem. If user is not entering anything, like if I am not entering username and password and click on login, then the request should not go to the server. Okay, we should get a pop-up message like please enter username, please enter password. Okay, so but currently if I am leaving this field blank and clicking on this login button, then you can see the request is going to the server. Server means our Tomcate server. We have used Tomcate server, so you can see the request is going to the server. From there we are getting the response, but it should not happen. First, before sending the request to the server, first we have to validate that request, whether the user has user have entered the username or not, whether user have entered the password or not. Okay, then we if user have entered both the things, then we should send that data to the server. Like let me tell you, in real world, like in web application, there are two machines. One is client side machine and other one is server. Okay, so in our case, what is the client is our this browser. Okay, you can consider this browser as a client. So before sending that, and what the second machine is our Tomcat server. Okay, you can consider Tomcat as a second machine. So when user before sending the request to the Tomcat, we will validate that request whether user have entered username or not, password or not, at client side only. So we will validate at client side means we will validate at our browser. Okay, and there is one more validation called server side validation. Okay, sometimes so what happens, client side validation fails due to some browser issue, or someone is using older browser. So because of that, our client side validation may fail. So for safer side, we create a server side validation. Server side validation means in Java, and client side validation we do generally in JavaScript, and now HTML is also supporting client side validation. So for server side we do coding in Java. Okay, because Java is a server side language. And now let me first show you how to do client side validation. Okay, so this is our project, and this is our project sign up which we have created. And in the login.jsp page, you can see first you can see that username field. Just after this placeholder, just put attribute called required. Okay, this is a HTML validation. You can say it is a client side validation. Okay, so and copy this for the other field which is password. Okay, put it here on the password also. So we have applied two validation. First one is username and second one is for password. Now if I refresh this, okay, and if I am not entering anything, okay, so you can see when I click on login, you can see I am getting one message, please fill out this field. Okay, and if I fill out this field, you can see that it will pop up the message for the password field. We are getting please fill out this field. Okay, so we have to fill this field also, some random password I am putting. Then if we have filled both the field, then it should send the request to the server. Now it will send. Okay, when I click on login now, then you can see the request go to the server and we are getting response from the server. Okay, wrong username or password. So this is client side validation. Okay, so we have done a client side validation in HTML, because HTML now supports client side validation also. You can do it in JavaScript, but HTML now providing, that's why I have used HTML. Okay, this is for required. You have to put a required attribute here in the HTML in the input tag. You can see this is input tag. inside this we have to put this required. Okay, but there is a problem with client side validation. Let me show you. Suppose some other programmer knows how to bypass a client side validation. Let me show you. Suppose here you can see username. So I can go to inspect elements, and here you can see I have, suppose someone remove this. Okay, so I have removed this. Now I am only entering the password. Okay, so it should not submit the data to the server, because I have not entered the username, and according to client side validation which we have done, the data should not go to the server. Okay, we should get a message like please fill out this field. But when I click on login now, you can see the data goes to the server, and I am getting the response from server like wrong username and password. So by using this method, anyone can bypass your client side validation. So for safer side we do server side validation. Okay, so how to do server side validation? So let's see. So our request is going to this login. Okay, so we have created in the previous video, this is login.java. so here our in this class our request is coming. So before doing this database thing, like before checking username and password whether valid or not, what we have to do, we have to apply one if condition. We have to first check we got the user email and password. So first we need to check that user email is equal to null. If user email is null, that means user have not entered any email, and or if email dot equals to double quote only empty string. Okay, that means user have not entered anything. Then what we will do, we will just copy this one. What it will do, we will create one variable in the session. Like what we will do, we will create a variable, and with the message called the message would be, and okay, the name status, suppose it is status. So take it as status. The attribute key and value we have to pass. Okay, here in the session dot set attributes, first one is key, and this one will be the value. So what we will do, we will put value as invalid email. Okay, and we will go to, instead of index.jsp, we will redirect to the login.jsp again. Okay, and now same we have to do for the password field. For password field, just copy this one and put upwd instead of uemail. Okay, and done. And one more thing, instead of invalid email, we have to put invalid upwd, means invalid password, and we will redirect to the login.jsp page. How we will redirect? We have to use this dispatcher.forward method. So copy this and paste it here. Okay, in both the if condition. So what it will do, it will first check if the username is empty, then it will set status in the session like invalid email, and it will redirect us to the login page by using this dispatcher.forward. And same this will do for forward, this will do for password field. Okay, now one more thing we have to do in login.jsp page. What we have to do, earlier we have written this for failed, like if user name and password is wrong, then we will get this. But similarly we have to create for invalid email and invalid password also. Okay, so instead of failed, what we have to put, we have to put this invalid email. So first we need to put invalid email, and here what we have to, sorry, and here what we have to do, please enter username, or any message you can populate, like username is mandatory, like that something. And okay, and the second one will be this invalid upwd. Copy this one and paste it here. Okay, and what here we will display, please enter password, please enter password. Okay, so now let's check whether it is working or not. So suppose Let me just refresh this. Okay, so I have refreshed that, and now if I am trying to log in, it will show me one error like please fill out this field. But suppose I am trying to bypass this client side validation by removing this code. So I came here and click on this uname, and you can see here required, I have removed that attribute, then it will not do the client side validation. And I am trying to without filling this name, username, and I am directly entering the password. And if I click on login, you can see, okay, I am not getting any message. Why? Let me check. I am getting one error. So what is the error? Okay guys, so now I understood the problem, like what was the problem. So the problem was, here you can see we are setting attribute in the session, but instead of session we have to set the attribute in the request. Okay, so instead, like here you can see I have in this else part I have set the attribute in the request and not the in the session. Okay, so what we have to do, the in the F I have used the session. Why we need to set this in the request? Because on the login page, here you can see in this line, on the login.jsp we are using request.get attribute. If we are setting in the session, then we have to use session.get attribute, but here we are using request.get attribute, so we need to set the status in the request only. Okay, so let's instead of session, let's put this request, copy this, and instead of session let's put request dot get attribute and sorry, set attribute, and here also request dot set attribute. Okay, done. So do just these two changes, request here request and here request, and I hope you have done this, like this change also, like else if status is equal to invalid, or else if status equal to invalid password. Okay, so let's check now it is working or not. So just run this project, run on server. So this is basically for the server side validation. So you can see if we are not entering anything, we will get message like fill out this field. So if user is trying to bypass this client side validation by just removing this required, so I have removed that, and I am only entering the password, so it should show the message like please enter username. Okay, and we are trying to log in. I have click on the login, then you can see the message, sorry, please enter username. Okay, similarly if I am entering username only like this and not entering the password, okay, instead of password you can, let me just remove this required from the password. Okay, and if I remove this, then you can see like when I click on login, it will show me message like please enter password. Why? Because here we have set on the login.java page, we have did a validation, like if the user email is null, then we will set this status like invalid email and forward it to the login.jsp page, and if password is null, then we will set this status in the request like invalid upwd and redirect to the login.jsp page. And when the request will go to the login.jsp page, means here it will check how first it will get the value from this element like status element, get element by id, it is a javascript method. So the element defined is here. So first we will set the status value in this element, it is a input tag, hidden input tag, you can see the type is hidden. So first the value will come here, and from here we will take the value in this variable, in this status variable, and we check if the status is failed, that means user wrong username or password, and else if status equal to invalid email, that means user have not entered his username, so we will display message like please enter username. And similarly if the status is invalid upwd, then we will display a message like please enter password. Okay, so we have done the server side and client side validation for login.jsp. Similarly we will do for the Signup.jsp. Here you can see if I don't have account, I can click on create an account and I will be redirected to the registration page. Here also if you can see, if I click on register, let me just open first my database. Okay, here you can see it is my database. So just let me just remove all this and use my database YouTube. Okay, select star from emp, not emp, I think users is there, users table, and you can see all this data is there. You can see I have 7 data. Okay, and all this data is filled, no field is empty here. Okay, so if user is not, if we have not provided validation and if a user is not entering anything and he click on the register, then you can see congrats, account created successfully. Okay, so it should not happen, like it should not allow to pass the empty value in the database. Like if you can see here, you can see 8th record is created with empty values, so it should not allow like this. So what we have to do, we have to apply the validation here also, client side and server side. So let's do that quickly. If I hope you understood what we are doing. We are just applying the validation in both the side, client side and server side. So for client side, I told you it's very easy, just we have to put in the input tag, like this is input tag for the name. So here we will put one HTML attribute required equal to required. Okay, that's all. Just copy this to put in the other field also. For email also we will put, and for password also we will put, and for which one, this for confirm password also we will put, and for contact number also we will put that, right? And if I save it, then I can, let me refresh, just refresh this. Okay, no, just sign up. Okay, create an account, and if I am not entering anything and click on register, then you can see please fill out this field. If I am entering my name here and register, then it will ask for email. I am entering email, then it will ask for password. I am entering password also, then it will ask for repeat password. I am entering repeat password also, then it will ask for contact number. Okay, and if I click on register, you can see account created, and now we will get the all the fields in the database. There should be 9 record. You can see the 9 record is there. So this is the client side validation. Similarly, we have to do server side validation. If someone is trying to bypass or break our client side validation, then there should be a server side validation also. So let's do that also quickly. So on this for the registration.jsp page, I have created this registration.servlet.java, registration servlet.java. So for this also, what we will do, we will first just copy, let's just copy this login.java code, this one if condition, and which we have created earlier, and put it here. And instead of email we will put you name, and here also you name, and dispatcher servlet first we have to create. Okay, so let's just copy paste this to above here. Okay, and again one more if condition for this you email, and let's also change the status invalid name, and this will be invalid email, fine. And upwd, next field will be upwd, if okay, sorry, I have to copy this one, upwd, okay, and instead of invalid email we will show invalid upwd, and the next field is umobile. So you can just copy and paste it here, and if umobile equal to null, or dot equal to this, or you can also put one more validation if this is okay, like if these two conditions are true, like if it is not null, and if it is equals not equal to, like if the user has entered some mobile number, then you can also check its length, like it should be a 10 character, or if you are in India, then the mobile number should contain 10 digit or 12 digit if you are putting the STD code also. So you can also do that. What you have to do in the, if this condition is satisfied, like not satisfied, like user have entered some mobile number, then in the else part what we can do, we can check the length of the mobile number. Okay, so else if, we have to put one condition, else if, so what here what we have to do, in the else if we need to add one condition, like u mobile, if u mobile dot length is greater than 10. Okay, we can choose any number. If it is greater than 10, then what we will do, we will just say invalid. Here also we have to check invalid mobile, or what here we will display the message invalid mobile length, you can length. Okay, and we will redirect to the login page. Okay, so all validations are done, and for we have to change also on the registration.jsp page to display the message. So copy this, if status equal to success, then instead of success, if the status is equal to, let's copy one by one, invalid name, then instead of success, if it is invalid name, then what we will display, please enter name. Okay, please enter name, and let's just copy this again, invalid email. I hope now you understood what we are doing. If you are not understood, then you can ask your doubts in the comment section, or you can message me on Instagram. And next one is invalid upwd. So registration.jsp, and first we need to copy this one. Let's just copy three more times. So we don't, invalid email is done. Now invalid upwd. So invalid upwd, please enter password. And similarly you can do one more validation for password, like you can also validate user is entering the password, like confirm password and password, both password should be same, like confirm password and this password should be same. So what you can do here, here you can if the password is not, like if the password equal to null and this condition fails, that means user have entered some password. So in the else part you can, what you can do, you can check both the strings are equal or not. What do you mean by both the strings? First, here we are getting the upwd only password field, and not the confirm password field. So what you have to do, you have to also get the confirm password field data also. So for that we need to check what is the id, what is the name for that field. So you can see repassword, so the name is repass. Okay, so first what you have to do, you have to take, like copy this, and copy this one, and re upwd, and paste it here, that id name, name, element name value, and repass. So what is this, this is this one, this value, sorry, this value. Okay, so now you got the both the password, like this password and confirm password value. Now here you can validate, like else if upwd dot equals, what was the other, re upwd Okay, what was the reupwd? Okay, dot equals reupwd. Then what you have to do, we have to not equal, sorry, if it is not equal, so we have to put a not condition. So for not we have to put one exclamation like this. So it invert the operation. So if this is true, then it will make it false, like, okay. So if the condition is false, like if the username and password, both the password entered by user is not same, then what we will do, we will display one more message. Just copy it here, and in the status put invalid confirm password. Okay, so similarly you can create any number of message. So now what we have done, invalid upwd, and next one is, okay, let me show you this one only, invalid confirm password. Do not give any space in between. So this, copy this and put it here, and put like password do not match, password do not match. Okay, so and instead of success, what we have to do, put error, because these are error message. So we will get a cross sign. Okay, similarly invalid confirm password done. Now invalid mobile, copy this and put it here, and now please enter mobile number. Okay, done. And the last one is invalid mobile length, paste it here, and now mobile number should be of 10 digit, because we allow only 10 digit here. Okay, if the mobile length is greater than 10, then we will display a message like mobile number should be of 10 digit. Now let me just stop the server and redeploy the application. Click on sign up, run on server. Okay, so our application validation has been done, and you can also provide this validation like password do not match, all this validation in JavaScript also at client side. You can easily get it from the internet. And sign in is done. Let's create one account. Okay, so if I click on register, then you can see first it will do the client side validation. Suppose someone is trying to bypass this client side validation by just removing this required. Oh, instead of doing from here, let me just remove from the code only, just to test whether the client server side is working or not. So just let me just remove this. After, if the server side validation working fine, I will just undo this change. We will again put this required here for client side validation. Okay, done. So let's now try to do not put in any value and click on register. Okay, I think it got registered. How? Let me just check in the database. Okay, the value is not here. You can see we have not entered, the record is not created, but we have not got any error also. Why? Because let me check the code. Okay, because we are going to login.jsp, but instead of login.jsp, where we have to go, on registration.jsp. Okay, so instead of login, just give registration.jsp. because if the status is success, then only we should go to login.jsp. Now let's try it again. Just stop the server one more time and just refresh, just deploy this. I think now it should work properly. If you are facing any problem, just let me know. You can ping me on Instagram or message me or comment in the comment box. I will try to help you out. Now if I click on register, then you can see please enter username. If I am entering my username and click on register, then it will ask for email. Please enter email. Okay, so if I am entering my email and email also, and if I am entering password and repeat password is something different, both their password are not correct, not same. So what message should I get? Okay, it is not giving me any message. Why? Let me just check here what I got in this console, not here in the element. Status invalid, confirm password. Okay, it is correct. Then why I am not getting that message? Invalid, confirm password. Okay, I got, I think one error is there. Let me check. No, it is not related, I think. So on the registration.jsp page, okay, so there is no request to handle that. You can see in the if condition I have not put that that logic, this one invalid confirm password. So just copy, just put one more condition, copy one more if condition, if, and here, and just paste this invalid confirm password. I have put one, please enter password, please enter password do not match. Where I put that? I think I have put one condition like password do not match here or somewhere else. I don't know where I have put. Okay, so let me put it again. Password do not match. Okay, now let me just again restart the server, run on server, and just let me enter the username and my email ID and password, and repeat password I am entering any random, and click on register. Then you can see I am getting message password do not match. So in this way you can do server side validation also, and if you have any doubt, let me know in the comment section. Okay, so I hope you understand this concept. See you in the next video. Bye bye.